welcome back to my channel, and it's Lovelykenya, I am, period. As you see down in today's title, today's video is going to be juicy. Self-explanatory, it's just going to be juicy. Today I'm going to do a full face, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to let y'all in on a little story time when I decided to be an exotic dancer for the day. No judgment free zone over here, guys. You got what you gotta do. Psych no, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, watching to the end. And please like, subscribe, and comment down below if you please. Stay tuned, guys. Alright, guys, so I just wanted to show y'all, I have bought like this little travel pack makeup brush because your girls didn't want to go. So I bought this travel pack makeup brush, and it's like literally everything I use. So it's like my foundation brush, my concealer brush, I got my eyebrow brush. I don't know if this one right here is good enough to use my eyebrows, but I'm gonna try it. And I also have my my contouring brush. So look, and they have an eyebrow brush. So I'm gonna try to use this one for this video and see if I'm gonna be using these brushes moving forward when I'm gonna go. But I bought it from Ross. It was very inexpensive, and I just thought it was so cute. Alright, guys, so if you know, you know. I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera. They take entirely too long, and this time I did like a more softer look. Normally I do my eyebrows dark and thick, which is like my natural eyebrow, but this time I just, tried to do them a little softer, a little lighter, not too much, So I'm gonna go ahead and add some color to my eye. Why am I telling you what I'm doing? Like, this is a tutorial. This is story time. Get to the juicy part. Alright, so let me let y'all in what happened. So this happened like around, alright, so I graduated high school in 2014. I'm just giving y'all all the tea. I graduated high school in 2014 and went to college. This was my second year of college. So, I went up there, whatever, and I'm realizing like, times is motherfucking hard, okay? Like, times really hard. I wasn't really getting that much support financially from home. I mean, my family or whatever was doing what they could, but it was just like, it just wasn't enough or whatever. But I thugged it out until the end of the year. I made it work or whatever. Okay. I got through that year and I was good. So mind you, at the end of that year, I think at the end of the semester, my second semester, my first year of college or whatever, I got through it. I'm like, all right, cool. Now, when I first went to college, I thought like my financial aid was going to cover my tuition for 4 years, but I was wrong. I was really, really wrong. I didn't know that each year you had to basically figure out, if you didn't have enough funds to pay for the entire 4 years, each year you basically had to come up with a plan with financial aid to see how you was going to pay for your tuition that semester. So when I came back, my third semester there, which was my second year, I thought everything was good. I thought I had enough money to pay for, no, everything was good my second semester, but I got a call from financial aid going to my fourth semester, which was my end of my second year. I got a call from them, and basically like, my classes would stop because actually they told me at the end of my third semester, so coming back, I knew I had to get that money over that little break. So it was like a couple of months or whatever, and I knew I had to get that, I knew I had to have that money by the time I came back to school for like, spring semester. So I'm stressed out, whatever, And I'm talking to my girlfriend at the time. I'm telling her like, yeah, like, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about coming back to school because I need money to pay my tuition. At this time I wasn't working, and it was like thousands of dollars. So it wasn't like I could just call my mom at the time and just be like, hey, I need X amount of thousands of dollars. Can you send
It's not on the roof.
Clark, don't pick your nose in front of me, please.
I'm not picking, I'm scratching.
What, are you scratching your brain?
Yeah, because it's huge.
Whatever the case may be. So that wasn't even an option. So she was like, all right, come, she was like, you can come stay with me over the break or whatever. Mind you, it was like a couple of months, maybe 3-4 months, I can't remember. But it was a couple of months over the break. She was like, you can come stay with me, and just stack your bread up, and you're gonna be good for when we go back to school. Like, she was like, how much you need? And I told her, so she's like, all right, yeah, I can get you in at, this is like when I started working at Amazon, y'all. I'm so bright. This is when I started working at Amazon. So she's like, all right, cool, I can get you in at Amazon. My bedroom was all the way in Hazleton, PA. I live in Philadelphia. That was like so far. It was out of my comfort zone. Like going to go like stay with somebody who I met a year ago. It was just a weird like situation. But I'm like, it was like my only options at that time. I didn't even think about like just coming home and finding a job because, mind you, I didn't really get my first job until I went there over the break. That was the first time I had my first job, and I never worked in Philly before until after I left that school. So getting a job back at home, that wasn't even never a consideration in my head because, you know, it's hard to like really, if you only got it's hard, like, and the jobs that they do hire with just your high school diploma, they didn't really pay much. So I'm like, bro, what am I do? And at the time, I think Amazon was paying like $12 or $13. So it was a good idea at the time. So I went there and I was staying there for probably like a week. And then I went to the interview. I applied, went to the interview, got the job on the site. You know how Amazon do, you get hired, they hire any and everybody. Got the job on the site or whatever. And it was cool. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, got my first check or whatever. And I saved it. So I got my first little check or whatever. The first check was like $3 something. And then every check after that was like $4 or $5 something. But I ended up quitting Amazon, but that's a story for a different day. So I had my little check. I'm like, all right, cool. Mind you, Amazon was so far away from like where the girl lived to the point where like you only can drive there. It was no buses around there. You couldn't catch no bus. It was if you had a car or you was carpooling with somebody at this time. At that time, I didn't have no car, so I was there with my girlfriend and then her sister. They both was my girlfriend at that time, but we all worked there. So, and they both had a car, so it's like one don't work my shift, you know, I'll catch a ride with the other one. Like it was cool. And then sometimes like they was real cool. Like if I worked and they didn't, like they would just probably like drop me off and pick me up. That was like what we was doing for the first month or whatever. So I got my first check, and mind you, I was staying with my friend, but she was staying with her mom. So at first it was cool, but I felt like her family was getting tired of me. They probably like, this bitch staying here, she ain't paying no rent, she ain't paying no light bills. What is she here for? So I'm like, I started to get like overwhelmed. And mind you, I just met these girls a year ago. They was real cool people though. I just met them a year ago. I'm standing in a space and I'm just uncomfortable. I just want to go home, but I know I want to be in school. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just thug it out. So I ended up getting like 2 more checks. I think 2 more checks, right? And then all of a sudden, like, the girls, they just was like, we quitting. I'm like, well, if y'all quitting, how am I get to work? Like, so she's like, well, we'll still take you. Like, you don't gotta worry about that. We ain't gonna do that to you. We still gonna take you. You're gonna be good. So I'm like, all right, cool. They took me for like 2 days, and then all of a sudden, it's too much gas. Like, it's too far. It was just like a bunch of reasons on why they couldn't like drive me up there no more. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, let me just get my legs checked. And I'm cool, like I'm whatever. Like I can't, there's no way I can get up there. Buses don't go up there. They're not gonna drive me, there's no way I can go. Granted. All right. So that happened. So I'm still telling my friend, I'm like, I'm still short like X amount of dollars. I'm still short X amount of dollars. Like I need to figure something out if I wanna go back to school. So she like, well, my sister be dancing at this club. My job, I used to be a dollar girl, so I'm thinking like Wu-Tang in it. You know? So she was like, my sister be dancing at this club and she be making like X amount of dollars. So I'm like, she be dancing. She be like, yeah. Like she go there, she don't really do much. Like, and she be in there and she make like, she was saying that she make like a stack a night. So I'm like, all right, well, I mean, how hard could it be? Now, you know, Philly clubs, if you from like local clubs, if you from like the city, you know that like city clubs, all you really do is twerk. Like all you really do is twerk. So I'm thinking like, I can twerk, it ain't nothing, like, you know, I got a little something or whatever. I can do that. Girl, I went to this club, mind you. Before I even tell you about the club, let me tell you what I wore. So, you know, I'm not no stripper, I'm not no dancer, I'm not none of that. Like, Shout out to the people that are, but I'm not. So I didn't have nothing to wear. I didn't know what to wear. So I took like dirty, real dirty. I took like this shirt that I had and I like cut it. I like cut it into like this bra to like this top where though all I had to do was tie it right where my boobs at and like push my boobs up, and that was my top. And then I had like these underwear. I had like these lace underwear that was the same color as the shirt. And I just wore that or whatever. Now, as for the heels, bro, I think I went to like, either I can't remember if I went and I bought heels or I had some with me, but whatever situation I did, the heels was super shitty. Like, they were so shitty. I barely could walk. They was like heels that you only take pictures in because they uncomfortable. You don't stay in them type of heels for long. But they was cute, but they was like super uncomfortable. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what is I'm doing? I cannot believe I'm about to be out here twerking it for some ones. All right, so I go to this club or whatever. Mind you, the club was like, where I lived at, it was a lot of trees and stuff and a lot of like hills and all that. I felt like that club was like in the middle of nowhere, and it was all these hills. Like, we just was driving. It's like we was just going up a hill, just kept going up and up. Like, it's a lot of land out there in Hazleton. So, well, I didn't live in Hazleton. I was staying in Wilkes-Barre, PA. I think that's what it's called. So I get there. I'm like, what the? I'm automatically like bitching out. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm automatically like, what is this? Like, I mean, it looked nice from the outside, you know, flashing lights, but it was in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, who would even know to come to this place? It's surrounded by a bunch of trees. Like, what is this? So we get out of the car and we go in. They ask us a couple questions like, how old are you? You know, you got your ID, this, that, and the third. Why did I just do it? So they asking us a bunch of questions about us to make sure like we legal and this, that, and third. Like, they making sure they good on their end or whatever. So we get in, we go to the room. Now, when I was walking in, it was this girl on stage. And mind you, first impression, I'm looking like, all right, this can be cool, because it was barely anybody there. Like, it was barely anybody there. And the people that was there, they was just like white and old. So I'm thinking like, this gonna be cool. Like, not gonna be that many people there. But I'm thinking like, well, how the freak I'm gonna make money at? How I'm gonna dance and twerk if there's not that many people here? Like, I think it makes sense. So that was what I was thinking. That was my first like impression going inside there. All right, so I walk in. You know, we get questions. We get questions about us working there. I see the one old lady, like, she had to be like in her 40s and on some type, let me not judge, in her 40s. So we go to the bed, I get changed. They like, you first on the stage. I said, what? What you mean I'm first on the stage? Mind you, the ghetto-ness came out of me. Mind you, I ain't seen not one black person in there. All the dancers was white. And I never did this before. So I'm like, wait, what you mean I'm first on stage? So they was like, are you not prepared? No, I'm not prepared. I still gotta do stuff. So send somebody else out there. So this other girl go out there and she just real like, just moving slow. And the music is just like so boom, 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 boom. Like, it's not what I'm used to hearing. It's definitely different. So she goes there and then she climb up on the pole and she do her little tricks on the pole or whatever. And mind you, I don't know how to use the pole, you know? I'm not a dancer, I don't do this. So while she on there, I'm just walking around or whatever. And I'm just like real standoffish. I don't really want nobody to talk to me. I don't want nobody to look at me, but I'm already out here. So it's like, bro, you gotta make your money. You gotta do something. So they announced on a speaker that they announced at the DJ booth that some girl is coming. So I'm like, who was this girl that's coming? Come to find out, she like this big time porn star. I don't know why, like mind you, we got there early, so it was only a couple people there. It wasn't really that many dancers there, and it wasn't that many customers there at all. So I'm thinking like this how the night was gonna be. I was kind of content with that because that means I don't gotta have a bunch of people in my face, and I don't gotta like feel out of place or awkward or whatever the case may be. So she up there doing her thing, like weird though. I never even seen no stripper dance like this before. It was just like arms was everywhere and like just spinning around the pole like a little ballerina. I'm just looking like, okay. So it's finally my turn to go on the stage, and I'm just like, I can't dance to that music that y'all playing. So he's like, well, what do you want to hear? And I can't remember what song that I told him to play, but just know I told him to play something that I can shake ass to. Excuse my language. Something that I can like dance to, like. So I can't really remember exactly what song, but I know it was something that I could like actually dance and like shake, a upbeat hip hop rap song. It was something like that. So he put the song on, so I go on stage and I'm just like twirling around the pole, not trying to like fall or whatever. Also like a little nervous and like not really understanding what I'm supposed to be doing on this stage, but still trying to make this money and not let this money make me. But all right, so I'm on the stage, I'm just twirling around the pole. I swear I was twirling around the pole, just walking around the pole, just, you know, twirling, just walking around the pole, whatever. And just trying to dance or whatever. So like this guy, mind you, nobody was throwing money at me. They was like sitting money. They was like, normally like strip club, you throwing money, you throwing ones, you throwing with 20s, whatever you throwing it. Whatever type of money you got, you throwing it. So I'm thinking like they about to be like throwing money at me because like I'm the only black girl in here, you know. And I look, at the time I thought I looked pretty good. But I'm thinking they're gonna be throwing all this money at me. I got on the stage and like people, they was just like sliding their money like on the stage, like, so it was like seats around the stage and they just was like sliding their money. So I'm just like, am I supposed to walk and go pick it up? Like I didn't know what to do, so I just kept dancing and using the stage, like, and just dancing or whatever. And it was just like, when is this song gonna end? Like, I feel like in reality, the song was like really 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but it felt like forever. Like, it just felt like the song was never going to end. I'm like, when has this song ever been this long? Like, it just took so long to end. I felt like I was on that stage for ages. I did not want to be up there. I'm like, just please hurry up and cut off. But you have to dance like the entire song. You can't just like, ooh, wrong brush. You can't just get up and just like leave in the middle of the song. So all right, so I'm leaving or whatever, and that's when I was like about to walk off the stage. I didn't grab the money, mind you, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this money. So I didn't grab the money. So my friend goes to say, she goes to say like, you leaving your money? So I went around and I'm just like picking up, collecting the money like around the stage, and I just felt so weird. I'm like, why would they like why wouldn't they just throw it at me where I could just sweep it towards me and just pick it up? But they didn't do that. So I'm like, all right, that's weird, but okay. Why you being weird to me? Like, but I'm just like, all right, okay, cool, granted. All right, so I go around the stage, collect the money. All right, I get off the stage, boom. Next thing you know, I'm just walking around and like, I just sit at the bar because I'm like, bro, like this is weird. Like it was very, very like, it just was weird to me. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay at the bar or whatever. Mind you, I didn't even order no drink. I think I ordered a water because they knew I wasn't 21. So she's like, you want something to drink, sweetie? I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking like she about to give me a shot, loosen the kid up or whatever. She gives me a cup of water with a lemon. And I'm just like, I'm just drinking that water like, cool, whatever. So I had like this little bag and I just put the money in. I didn't even count how much money it was. I just put the money inside my my little bag, and I had already set in my mind that like, I'm not getting back on that stage. I'm not doing none of this or whatever. Like, so I sit there and this like older white guy, he come over and like he started talking to me and like asking me like, am I new here? And just like simple question about new hair, where am I from, and how I like it here, and just making conversation, whatever. Just trying to, cause he seen that like I was over it. I guess he seen it in my face. I was already like, I was over it. Like I was ready to go. Like, so he was talking to me, and I was like, you know, being nice, conversing back. At first, I was kind of like standoffish, like, what do you want? I don't want to talk to you. I want to go home. Leave me alone. And I don't have no car. We in the middle of nowhere. I can't leave until like my girlfriend at the time was ready to leave. Like, so I'm just like, I'm looking at him like, what could he possibly want? Mind you, I didn't see no money in his hand. I didn't see nothing. But at this point, I'm just like, I guess talking to him is better than freaking doing whatever I'm supposed to be doing here. So I'm rapping to him or whatever. Like, he asked me questions like, where I'm from. Like, I'm from PA. Da-da-da. He's like, oh really? I'm from, like, he said some state. I can't remember. I'm like, oh, cool. Da-da-da. So we rapping, and then he gets ready to walk up, and he put $100 bill on a bar. I said, you know this 100? He said, yeah. And he walked away. I said, don't play with her. I ain't even do nothing. I just really was rapping the boy. And, you know, just being my genuine, nice self, which I wasn't about to be. I was about to be, because I was a little upset. But I'm like, let me just talk. I ain't doing nothing else. I ain't got nothing else to do. Let me just rap to him or whatever. So I'm talking to him, and then he gets up, get ready to walk away. And he leaves $100 bill on a freaking bar. Mind you, he bought like a beer or something. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I was a little, that kind of boosted my spirits to like want to get up and do something. So I ended up like, after he did that, I drank my water or whatever. I ended up getting another water because it was hot in there. So I drank my water, and I just was like walking around or whatever, and I had found my friend or whatever, and she was telling me, she like, the girl that's about to come, like, she was letting me know, like, the person that's hosting this party, whatever, is like a porn star. I'm like, why is a porn star in a strip club? That threw me off. That didn't even, I'm like, why is it a porn star? So, I'm gonna drop my second part in it. So at this time, you know, I got my little money from the man or whatever, and I made my little money on the stage. I'm ready to go. I done got more than enough money that I need. I only needed a couple more hundred or whatever, and I ended up making more than that. And I also made enough money to buy, like, you know, notebooks and like stuff I needed for that semester. Not my actual textbooks, but like, you know, stuff you need for school, whatever. So I was good. I was ready to go. Okay. So we leave. We in the car or whatever, talking, chopping it up, talking about how much we made, And the girl like, yeah, we coming back tomorrow. So I'm not coming back tomorrow. I'm taking my coin and I'm going home. Like, when I tell you, they had came back the next day. Well, one of them had came back the next day, and I was staying with her. Girl, I sat in the car. I said, I'm not going to Netflix again. I came out and conquered. I'm done. And I ended up like they ended up taking me back to Philly, like probably a couple, like that next week or whatever. I ended up going back to Philly. I was cool. I done made my little bit of coin that I needed to make for school, and that was it. I was not going back. Like, I didn't even want to be there to begin with. Like, okay guys, so that is my story time on when I was an exotic dancer, stripper, whatever you want to call it, for a day. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like. I hope you continue to watch my videos, and make sure you subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.